versus Sandhagen Virtual Media Day. UFC Fight Night, Moraes versus Sandhagen will take place Saturday, October 10th from UFC Fight Island on Abu Dhabi's Yas Island. All bouts will be carried exclusively on ESPN Plus in English and Spanish, beginning with the prelims at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, followed by the main card at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. The event is in partnership with the Department of Culture and Tourism in Abu Dhabi. Today's event will begin shortly. As a reminder, this is being recorded. Please remember to select the hand icon in the button bottom right corner of your screen if you wish to ask questions, and we will unmute you. We will kick things off momentarily with number 1 UFC bantamweight Marlon Moraes. Hi, Marlon. Hi.
Hello?
Hi. How are you?
How do we
Very
start?
good. Yeah, we will be starting here shortly. First question up will be with Gabriel Gonzalez with Cage Side Press. Gabriel, you're unmuted.
Marlon, how are you?
I'm good, doing well, couldn't be better here. All the treatment and Fight Island being amazing. Great.
That is great to hear. I want to start. I know you were recovering from COVID recently. Just what was your experience with it, and just how are the symptoms for you? We hear it's different for everybody.
It was for me it was minor, and was like I was asymptomatic, and I feel great, and I feel great for a long time.
Just to ask, we know that some people who have had it before, sometimes even though they're feeling okay, their test will still come up positive because it's still in the system. Have you had anything like that going on with your tests?
No, I didn't. I didn't. I had it. My test was come back clean after 10 days.
Perfect. Since the last time you fought, there's obviously now a new champion. What did you think of Peter Yan's performance against Jose Aldo?
He's a great fighter. He's the best bantamweight in the world right now. And not just his performance against Aldo, but every performance he had in the last couple of years, he looked great. I give him a lot of respect, but he's a biddable guy. I know the division stacked right now in the top five. I think everyone can become champion.
Look, I think a lot of people, when they saw they booked Jose Aldo, obviously everyone was like, well, Marlon Moraes won that fight. Can you just describe what the experience was like for you to be the spectator in that situation, to have to watch somebody else fight fight for the title like you probably felt you deserved?
I love a fight. I watch two good fighters fighting, and that's how I look into the fight. And as a competitor, I'm a 135 pounder, and I like to learn and watching. We always learn, and but no bad feelings. That was opportunity was given to him, and he deserved it. Jose Aldo is one of the best fighters in the world. Name who beat him. I think only who beat him what became UFC champion. And he's a good fighter, and hats off to him. I beat him too.
This is obviously a big fight in the bantamweight division. Dana White has said Aljamain Sterling is next for the title. But if you win this one, I think it's going to be very clear you are the number one contender. Depending on when they book that fight, do you feel like you would wait for the title shot, or do you feel like you'd want to stay active?
I just want to fight. I want to fight Saturday. I want to put in a good performance, and I want to fight again. I want the UFC keep me busy, and if I have the opportunity again, I'm gonna be better than my last fight and then my next fight. I just want to keep busy, keep fighting, and reach the best potential I can.
My final question: what's the most dangerous part of Cory Sandhagen's game?
He's a good fighter. He mix it up. He's good everywhere. And I'm looking at him as one of the best bantamweighters in the world. And we are going there. I'm one of the best in the world. He's one of the best in the world. And we're gonna square off and show who's gonna be the best guy Saturday night. And I'm very well prepared to get my hand raised.
Thank you, Marlon. Good luck.
Thank you.
Next, we have Martina with In the Cage.
Hello, sir. This is Martina from In the Cage from Poland. Nice to see you.
Thank you so much.
Sir, my first question is about your upcoming fight. How do you feel being an underdog in this fight with Sandhagen?
I feel great, I feel great. I know my potential, and every fight's 50-50.
And why do you think you are an underdog for the people that are betting on your fight?
I really don't know. I don't understand much. I just understand about fighting.
Okay, and do you think that this win over Sandhagen would give you the opportunity to fight for the title again?
We never know, and I want to get in there and get a good performance and get the win. That's all matter for me.
What are pluses and minuses of Sandhagen in his game in the cage?
Sorry, could you repeat that one?
Of course, I've asked what are the pluses and minuses of Sandhagen as a fighter in the
Oh,
cage.
he's a very good fighter. I think in the top five bantamweight division, there's no minus in any one. Everybody is all plus, plus, plus. Everybody's a good fighter, and it's a matter of who takes opportunities and win fights.
Which one of your former opponents was the most dangerous in the cage, in your opinion?
Everyone is dangerous. Everyone, when they feel that you're gonna hit them in the face, they are dangerous, and that's how you gotta look into a fight, and that's it.
Do you think that Henry Cejudo will come back from retirement?
I don't know. It's all on him. I know he's a competitor, and when he sees a challenge, I think a guy that brings what he brings to the table, he will be back.
Okay, thank you. That's all from me.
Thank you, Marlon, and that's all we have for you today. Have a good day. And next up, we have number 4 ranked UFC bantamweight Cory Sandhagen. Morning, Cory. Or evening.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
First off, we have Jay Anderson
I'm looking
with
at the camera. Oh, okay.
First up,
Thanks.
we have Jay Anderson with Cage Side Press.
Thanks very much. And good evening, Cory. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks. I want to start. Marlon has said he's expecting a war in this fight, and I think it feels like that's a pretty safe assumption. But do you have any expectations going into a fight like this, or do you just try to avoid all that and see what plays out?
Yeah, I'm avoiding all expectations. I think Marlon hasn't fought in a really long time, so who knows what Marlon has been learning and working on in that time. And I'm not going to bank on his. Everyone keeps saying it's his conditioning. I'm not banking on that. I'm not going to feed myself that narrative. I'm anticipating the best Marlon that Marlon's going to be, and I'm going in with really no anticipation of him doing certain things or just striking or wrestling or whatever it is. I'm going to kind of take the fight just moment by moment.
When you go back to his last performance against Aldo, I mean, obviously it was controversial. Jose went on to get the title opportunity. Did you think Marlon had done enough to win that fight?
I did think that Marlon won that fight. It was a little bit of a weird fight. But yeah, I mean, if I had scored, I would probably have given it to Marlon.
Now you're coming into this off the loss to Aljo. I mean, do you feel it makes sense for him to get the next title shot? Because the other kind of angle to this is Marlon's thinking, hey, maybe if I put on a big performance, I can jump the line.
Yeah, potentially. I think there's arguments for everyone. I think Aljamain has a really solid argument, and I think that he should be the one to be fighting for the belt next. So I don't really know what the holdup is with that, but I don't know.
Fair enough. And going out to Fight Island for this one after competing in Vegas in June, how much of an obstacle is it in terms of travel and the time of day you're going to be fighting it at, all of that stuff?
Hasn't been too bad yet. Maybe it'll get bad. I don't know. Weigh-ins is at night now, so that kind of feels like a little old school. But before we were all a little bit spoiled and had those early morning weigh-ins. But so weigh-ins is at night, and then we fight early in the morning. So that might be a little bit of an obstacle for some guys. But I think as long as you kind of plan accordingly, it shouldn't be too big of an issue. But it's definitely something that if you mess it up, yeah, you're not going to be in good shape for the fight day.
All right. Well, thanks very much, Cory. Best of luck this weekend.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
Next, we have Martina with In the Cage, Poland.
Hello, sir. Do you hear me? Hello, hello. Hi, sir. Do you hear me?
Hello.
Oh, great.
Yep.
Sir, just two small questions from me. First of all, I would like to know how do you feel on Yas Island with all this high humidity of air and the time change? What does it mean for you before the fight?
It honestly hasn't been too bad. Been waking up at like 1 or 2 in the morning and then going to bed around like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. I mean, so that's a little bit weird, but it doesn't like my rest and my body feels okay. It's just kind of like weird to wake up at 1 in the morning and then look at your watch and have the day be half over and it's only like 9 o'clock in the morning. That's a weird feeling, but as far as like physically, it's not too impactful.
You are now at number 4 in bantamweight division. How many fights do you need to win to receive a title shot, in your opinion?
I think probably 1 or 2. It depends. If I do really good against Marlon and I really outclass him or I get a finish, I could see them doing it right afterwards, or I could see them. Frankie just had a really big win. TJ's coming back. All those still coming off of that championship loss, and so who knows what they'll do? But I think probably 2. But anything happens in the sport. Like. I had a really bad fight in my last one, and now I'm fighting the number 1 contender, and it could potentially be for a title shot afterwards. So anything can happen, you know, but I realistically probably 2.
How do you feel fighting in main event? Does it give you some additional stress or something?
I wouldn't call it stress. I'm definitely really excited and really grateful to be able to do that, and I'm really excited. And yeah, I've always kind of wanted to feel what a five round fight feels like. I never got to experience that, and I'm excited to see what that does to my brain and my body, and face whatever type of adversity I need to face.
Understand. Thank you, sir. That's all from me.
And next we have Augusto with
Okay.
MMA.
Cory, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Cory, you have mentioned Marlon last fight was almost a year ago. You have fought during the pandemic. You know all the procedures and how this new normality works. So do you think you have an advantage over Marlon because of that?
I think definitely him not fighting for a year and me fighting only 4 or 5 months ago or whenever that was is going to definitely be in favor of me, especially with kind of how weird everything is right now. I think that it will be an advantage. I hadn't really thought about it too much, but yeah, I suppose that will I think affect him a little bit more than it's going to affect me.
And what changes have you made since your last fight? Are there any new tricks under your sleeve?
Yeah, sure. I worked a lot on my mind and being able to put myself even when I show up to sparring and I'm tired and I want to have a kind of a coast day. I've been really good at doing the things that I've been doing with my sports psychologist to make sure that on any given day, no matter how I'm feeling, I can still get to a place in my head where I can perform at a really high level. So I'm really excited for that. That was a new skill that I definitely added since the last fight, and I'm really excited to see it pay off.
And which type of fight do you imagine on this weekend? Where do you think are going to be the keys for your victory?
The keys to my victory are just going to be, you know, to be myself and to be intense and to be ready at all times and to stay engaged for however long the fight lasts. Marlon's a dangerous guy. He's explosive, and I need to make sure that I'm being really engaged in when I'm fighting him. And I think if I do that and I keep my foot on the gas and I prepare myself for a war, I'll do really well.
My last one. Which aspects of this Fight Island surprise you the most? What's the crazy thing about all this?
Crazy like good or crazy bad?
Both.
Crazy good has been, I mean, I've been raving to my parents and my girlfriend about the first class flight over here. That was sick. Crazy bad. It's a little crazy to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then just be up until like 3 in the afternoon. That's a little bit weird, but nothing has been really too unexpected. It's really hot out here. I went to the beach earlier and was only able to be in the sun for like 10 minutes before I was too worried about going into a fight really sunburnt because that would definitely not be good. Uh, but yeah, I mean everything's pretty as expected.
Okay, Cory. Thank you very much and good luck on your fight.
Thanks, man.
Next up, we have Damon Martin with MMA Fighting.
Cory, you mentioned just now working with a sports psychologist. Is that a new addition to your fight camp?
No, so I've been working with my sports psych Joey for probably 4 years now. But you know, different problems at different times. And we addressed kind of the issue that happened in the last fight. And but no, I've been working with Joe for a really long time now.
We hear all the time talking about mental health and things like that in the sport and mental acuity. How much has that played a part in your preparation for fights, working with a sports psychologist? I know Michelle Watterson just recently talked about that as well. I know Cowboy Cerrone has talked about working with one in the past. Like, how much of a difference has that made in your preparation and your readiness for fighting?
it's pretty day and night. One like you can use there. So the sports psychs, that they work for a number of reasons. One is that they're there to talk to help put out whatever fires, so whatever nerves are coming up or whatever kind of like silly things are running through your head, they help you kind of sort your way through there. And then there's performance-based things where they actually help you be better at performing through different exercises. So early, I think in sports psychology, when you're working with someone, it's a lot of putting out fires, and then once you get pretty good at honing enough skills to be able to put out most of the fires on your own, and you don't need them anymore, then you can kind of go to the performance part, and that's where I feel like I have been maybe the last 4 or 5 months is honing those like uh performance skills, if that's what you want to call them.
Yeah. Also, obviously working with your team at Elevation Fight Team, you guys are one of the biggest teams with one of the most guys fighting in the UFC, Bellator, places like that. But you kind of slip under the radar all the time. You're not one of the loudest teams out there. But what has it been like working with that team? And kind of give me an idea like what this camp has been like for you, because I know like you got a fight coming. Obviously, Justin's got a fight coming up. Drew, kind of give me an idea like what that is like working with that kind of team where you guys are just out there working, but we don't really hear a ton about you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean morale is high at the gym. It's a fun environment. We all care about each other. We're all kind of in the same boat, and a lot of us are in the same areas in our careers. Like Curtis is in a pretty comparable spot to me, and Gaethje. Like Gaethje's fighting for a belt. Me and Curtis aren't doing that, but eventually we will. And just the idea of having someone and multiple people next to you that are also doing really, really well just helps breed confidence.
And last one on that point, obviously there's a lot of great teams in MMA. We hear all the time America Top Team, aka places like that, but Elevation Fight Team has kind of become one of those great teams yet again. You guys kind of slip under the radar. Do you mind that your team doesn't get the publicity all the time, or does that even matter to you that you're not getting the credit? Because I feel like sometimes the coaches, people like that, kind of slip under the radar, and maybe they're not getting the same recognition as like a Greg Jackson or Javier Mendez, things like that.
I personally don't mind. I'm not in it to get credit. I'm in it to win a world title and to fight the best guys and to be the best me that I can be, and retire with a legacy that is world renowned. So for me, I mean, all of that obviously includes a lot of credit, but that's not kind of the forefront on my brain. But I mean, people will start taking notice, man. It takes time, and we don't have too many like crazy loudmouth, big, huge personalities. But I think that we're all just happy that we're all doing well.
Thank you, Cory.
Thanks, Damon.
And last, we have your questions with Sportskeeda India. Anurag, your line has been unmuted.
Can't hear you very well.
Am I?
Looks like we're having some technical difficulties. Last up, we have Gabriel Gonzalez with Cage Side Press.
Cory, can you hear me all right?
Yep, I can hear you, man.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Well, you know what? Not too much left. My biggest thing is, when you have a fight like the one with Aljo, doesn't go too long. When you go back to the gym, what were some of the things you were working on, obviously to improve and fix and everything like that?
Yeah, just that mental part, like just making sure that I'm able to get myself into a headspace whether or not I like it or not. just being able to put myself in a space where I can perform at a really high level, and also knowing where that space is, having it not be too high, having it not be too low, and just different techniques to bring it down and then to also bring it up. That's kind of been like a huge focus in this last camp, because that was a huge detriment in my last fight.
An important question, there's still, I think, a bit of a stigma with the sports psychologist seeking that kind of help for the mental game for any athlete, not just combat sports. What would you say to fighters who are, it could benefit them, but they're still on the fence about maybe seeking that kind of help?
I would tell them to, if they have the resources, they need to do it. It's something that fighting's different, man. Like I know that other sports are definitely still competitive and yada yada, but fighting's different, and it comes with it's just more. It involves more soul, and I believe, and working with the sports psych and being able to figure out where your demons are and what you need to work on mentally, and just not kind of overlooking them, and feed into the meathead culture that we sometimes have in MMA, and just being okay with needing some help in your brain. There's nothing wrong with that. You're a little bit silly if you don't do that, in my opinion.
To shift gears a little bit, this is your division. Do you know, or I guess, what do you think is up? Why haven't they announced Aljo versus Petr Yan yet?
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone kind of keeps asking me that. I have no idea. Maybe they don't have a date. I can speculate a lot, but I don't know.
My final one, you're in a bubble, you're on Fight Island. If you were to get this big victory on Saturday, have you imagined how you would set up a celebration?
I think I'm just gonna enjoy my time with my coaches. We've been spending a lot of time together, as you can imagine, in quarantine, but it's been fun. It's been bonding, and I really want to celebrate a win, and I want to get it for those guys as well, because they've been sitting in a lot of hotel rooms for a lot of hours just to help me out in my fights. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Hey, thank you, Cory. Good luck.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Cory. That's all we have for you today.
Yeah, thanks, Nabi. Okay, see you.
Bye. Good luck this weekend. Hello, Edson. Hi, Edson. Next, we have number 14th ranked UFC featherweight Edson Barboza. We will start off with Jay Anderson with Cageside Press.
Very much, and welcome back, Edson. I have to start by asking about the last fight. A lot of people, and if I'm not mistaken, including Dana White, believed you won against Dan Ige. When you look back on it now, what's your feeling about that fight and the result?
Right now, I was fine with that. It's over. This happened twice to me. My last two fights. Everybody say I win the fight, and I really believe I win my last two fights against Paul and against Iggy. like I said, in close the fight was a little bit sad because man, I worked so hard and you know I think I do everything right, and the judge gave my opponent. But right now it's over. I was fucking the next one.
Would you like to see changes to judging, whether it be fighters being judges or, maybe more than three judges so that if there's a controversial scorecard, you can throw it out? Would you like to see anything like that be brought in?
Yeah, I think it judge for MMA, you need to know about MMA. You know, I think that especially most commission is a boxing commission. You guys don't understand that much MMA. You know, I really believe if you put somebody like from MMA, it's gonna be much better.
All right, good stuff. Now, you got a late replacement here in Makwan Amirkhani. Not a lot of time to prepare for an opponent. So, how do you go about adjusting for him in such a small amount of time?
Yeah, I come to fight to supposed to be fight a guy orthodox striker right now. He's southpaw and grappler, and but the most important, I'm ready. You know, I trained so hard for this fight. I give my best every single day in the gym. I'm more motivated than ever. I'm ready. I really don't worry about who's in front of me.
What is it about Makwan that makes him a dangerous opponent for you?
I think UFC, everybody's dangerous. It's talk about fight, you know? Everybody's dangerous, but I know if I go there, give my best, I want to win this fight.
And last one for me, this is your second cut down to 145 pounds now. So, how is the weight cut going this time around? And is it any easier the second time?
Yeah, it's a little bit easier right now because I know I can do it. The last fight I was a little bit scared because I don't know how my body gonna respond to cut to 145. And right now, say I know I can do this. I was a little bit lighter right now. Everything goes smooth the whole camp, and I definitely don't worry about the weight right now.
All right. Well, best of luck this weekend. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
And next we have Pablo Santamaria from Naughty MMA Ecuador.
Hi Edson, can you hear me?
Yeah, here.
Okay, the first thing I want to ask you, where do you think Markwan is the more dangerous?
I think he's a really good grappler, and yeah, I think he's a good grappler. I think he's more dangerous in the ground.
Okay, how's been your experience on Fight Island until this moment?
It's good experience. I really did not enjoy it much because I was focused on train, focused on the fight and cutting weight. I really don't enjoy it much, but yeah, it's the hotel. It's beautiful. The everything's good. People very nice here, and I feel so glad to be here.
I get it. It's been difficult adapting to the time change.
Yes, it's not easy. I think that's the hard part of the came here. But yeah, it's been like a 2 hard days for me. But right now, thank God, everything's fine.
Okay, what's your prediction for your fight?
Big war. I come to a big war. I'm ready for big war, and yeah, my W.
Okay, my last question is, you fought Gaethje and Khabib, so who you think will win that fight?
It's gonna be a big war, and it's a 50-50 fight. Gaethje is very dangerous, and Khabib, everybody knows. You know, he's a great grappler. Uh, Gaethje hit super hard. He's a wrestler, and it's gonna be a great fight. I think it's 50-50.
Send a message to your Ecuadorian fans.
People from Ecuador, hermanos. Thank you, everybody, and let's go represent South America. Let's go.
Thank you very much, Edson, and good luck on your fight.
Thank you.
And next we have Damon Martin with MMA Fighting.
Hey Edson, I know last year you had kind of expressed some frustration with not getting to fight as often as you want, and I know the pandemic is obviously going to kind of upset everything. But have you been happier with your fight schedule this year? Fighting in May, fighting now. Has that have you been satisfied with the schedule you're able to keep right now?
Yes, definitely. But I love fight, man. I was so mad because the last couple of years I just fight twice a year. For me, I was fight 5 times minimum because I really love it. I always ask for fight. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm very happy because I have fight coming up on Saturday. And I love fight, man. I was happy right now because I know I have fight coming up.
And you're, obviously you have to make the cut to featherweight now, which I imagine kind of makes it harder to take a shorter notice fight. But would you like a schedule like we always talk about, like the Cowboy Cerrone schedule, or now the Angela Hill schedule, where you're fighting, consistently every other month or something? Like, would that make you happier?
Yeah, of course, because the most important, I never stop. I never stop. I never take a day off. I always, especially right now, was decide with my team keep it 145. I know I need to keep in trend to keep my weight low, and I'm always ready to fight. That's the way the UFC call me because I'm always ready to fight.
Edson, you obviously spent so much of your career at lightweight, and you fought, literally the who's who in the lightweight division, in the UFC. I know this is your second fight at featherweight. When you look at the featherweight division, from Alexander Volkanovski to Max Holloway and all the other guys in the division, do you feel featherweight stacks up talent-wise to lightweight, considering, all the guys you fought at lightweight? Do you feel like the talent level is similar, or better or worse?
I think it's similar. You talk about the best guys in the world, lightweight, featherweight, UFC is the best show in the world because you have the best guys. I think when you get the top 15, the top 10, top 5 is the best guys in the world. I think it's not big different for featherweight to lightweight. Of course, just the weight.
And last one for me, Makwan Amirkhani is obviously a great opponent. You were going to fight Sadiq Youssef, but so much of your career, when you look at the guys you fought over the last few years, Khabib, Justin, Dan Hooker, Paul Felder, all those top, 5 or 6 ranked lightweights. Obviously, Makwan is a great opponent, so I don't want to sound like I'm insulting him, but is there part of you that feels like you want to get a win here and then start targeting those top 5 or 6 guys again? Because that's been your resume for the past 3 or 4 years. You fought nothing but the top 5 or 6 guys. Is there part of you that feels like you want to win here and then you want the Max Holloways? You want to work your way to the Alexander Volkanovski fights?
Definitely. That's my focus right now. Was like I said, I'm more motivated than ever in my career. I trained so hard for this fight to go there, put a good show, and I'm 145 to be a champ. Like I said, I'm more motivated than ever, and you guys gonna see the difference, Barboza.
Thank you, Edson.
Thank you.
And we will end things off with Augusto from Somos MMA.
Hi, Edson. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Fine, man. Thank you. Edson, you're coming from 2 losses by split decision. And I mean, of course, you always look to finish your fights. But after these decisions that didn't go your way, are you even more worried to finish the fight and not leave it to the judges? I mean, have you been working especially on that?
Yeah, man. It's very hard, when you, especially me, I watch the fight, I say, man, I won this 2 fight. I really won. And it motivates me a lot to working hard, say, hey, I hope this not gonna happen anymore. I have to kill the guy. That's it. I have to kill. That's my goal right now. Go there and finish it or knock him out or submit him to. I don't want to pass for this anymore. It's really hard because, like I said, I know I win. 99% people all over the world knows I win last 2 fight, and it's hurt, man. It's hurt because I work very hard and I don't want to pass this again.
Yes, of course, I can imagine. And Edson, talking about the judges and their criteria when they do the job, has any judge ever came to you before the fight and explained you what do they pay special attention during the fight? I mean, which things do they expect from you or something like that?
Sorry, can you say again? Listen well.
Yes, I asked you if any judge ever came to you before the fight and explained to you their criteria to make their work. No?
No. I never talked to any judge, especially in US. I don't know here. Maybe some the people's coming from US to the judge here. I think the most judge is a boxing judge. He don't know much about MMA. But yeah, I never have opportunity to talk to some judge.
Okay. And Edson, you have a lot of experience, but this is a particular fight week, and a lot of things are new now. So, in your opinion, does all these things like the quarantine, the fact that you have to stay in your rooms and inside the hotel, make it easier to be focused on the fight, or it makes it harder?
See, for me it's easier because that's what I like. Stay in the room all time. It's a little bit hard to train, of course, but yeah, it's good to stay focused. Just think about the fight. It's hard because I need a little more time. Stay far with my family. But for me, it's a little bit easier because staying focused, stay in the room full time.
My last question, Edson. A few days ago, Magomed Bibulatov, he was fighting and he got a KO really similar to your KO against Terry Team. I don't know if you have seen the footage of that KO.
Hmm.
What do you think
Yes,
about
I
that?
watch. It's a great knockout. I know him. I train with him a little bit in New Jersey. He's such a nice guy, and wow, it's a beautiful knockout. And
Is that the KO
this
of the
year,
year, in your opinion?
yeah, like I said, this year I don't see any knockout like that. I think if the year start over today, knockout of the year for sure.
Okay, thank you very much, Edson, and good luck on your fight, man.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, Edson. That's all the time we have for you today. Good luck this weekend.
Fight Island experience to your resume?
Another notch on the good old 51. It'll be my 51st fight coming up, so here we go. And I got to add another piece to my passport. So, unfortunately, I didn't get to see the beauty of Abu Dhabi. I just got to enjoy this hotel and I don't know where I was going with that. I was just haven't quite got to experience very much. I've been really focused on the fight and just haven't got to see too much. But I can tell you, it's a beautiful place, and everyone's very polite and it's a good environment.
I'm assuming Fight Island would be probably, with all the circumstances, it would be at the top of the list in terms of most unique circumstances to fight. What would you say is number two? Because you've done UFC, you're in International Fight League, I believe. I mean, what was, I guess, the second craziest circumstance for one of your fights?
I never really thought about that. Came back home, I just had a totally different view of the world, and yeah, it just definitely changed my life.
Got it. Shifting gears a bit, you were obviously coming off that win over OSP. I mean, when you have a win like that, do you...
Keep going. Sorry.
No, I hear you. What did you take most from the fight with OSP?
Just I got to stop holding back. You know, I'm known for finishes, and that fight, I just my training camp was really messed up, and I was going through a lot, and you know, I just that's a fight I should finish.
Down the film and
Nice to see you, sir. A couple of questions from me. First of all, you are in UFC since 99. What did you learn from all those years of being in this organization?
It's never good enough. You got to keep learning. You got to keep always pushing yourself, and you got to have an open mind and continue to want to learn and get better.
And when did you get the offer to fight with Martine Tybora? And was it the first, the only one name on the table, or not?
Yeah, I think it was 2 months ago, and it was the fight that was offered. That's it.
Okay, so you got 2 wins in a row. Do you hope that win over Marcin Tybura to fight in bare knuckle ever?
Where?
Bare knuckle.
Oh, bare knuckle. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like doing MMA. So
Okay, thank you.
And then we will end things off with Damon Martin from MMA Fighting.
Damon
Ben.
Martin. Oh,
Hey Ben,
nerd.
how's it going? That's right. That's right.
We're the nerd masters, man. We're in
I
this
was
together.
absolutely, absolutely. Kind of taking things away from the fight, I wanted to ask you. Obviously, being from Kenosha, things were kind of crazy over the last couple of months. How is Kenosha doing now?
I don't want to break it off and say the community's shattered because that's how it felt at first, but I feel like things are coming around. People really got together to help each other, and I think people started to realize that most of the damage and carnage was created by outsiders. The police were able to start releasing a lot of the people arrested came from out of state, came from different cities. So people started to put the pieces together that this whole situation was pretty messed up, and I put myself. Anybody look at my social media? I was kind of right in the middle, getting ripped to shreds by both sides because I love people on both sides, and we need to come together, not point fingers, and that's what Kenosha is more about. We have a lot of people doing a lot of things for each other, and peoples that lost their businesses and stuff like that. The community came together to help, and it was really cool to see. And I feel like we're getting through.
Everything is so divisive right now, and I really loved what you posted on social media. You posted about Black Lives Matter, why that means something. You posted a photo with first responders, with the police. You know, there's all this divisiveness right now. How important is it for you, you know, to speak about that and kind of talk about the unity and talk about, you know, not it's not left versus right or you know, good versus bad. Like there's a lot of layers to this.
There is, and I have the hand, you know, picture with all of our hands in the middle. As you can see, there's lots of different colored hands in the middle. That was my gym. People don't understand me. They don't know why I'm in this position because I've kind of lived in my little bubble in my gym for the last 10 years, knowing world peace. I have so many different people that work together. We don't care when they come through the doors, they don't care where they work, what they did. We come in there to help each other. And it's a beautiful thing. And I wish more of the world can be like mixed martial artists. Maybe we'd have more world peace in this place. But you know, that's where it's at. And you know, I just try to be there for the community too. You know, and just put myself out there and you know, just do the best we can.
because you live in it. I mean, you're from Kenosha, you train in Kenosha, and Kenosha kind of got that. Does it make you angry that it has become such a politicized issue? And you hear some people making it more political, making it more trying to get publicity off of it. Even fighters. I'm not going to name names. You could probably guess what I'm talking about. But does it make you angry when it gets that way? Because this is your community. This is your home.
I kind of blame a lot of the politicians for. I know people are looking for that attention, but there's a lot of this is around an election. I mean, let's be honest. It's okay. I'm going to call him my governor. He just issued another mandate that businesses can only have 25% capacity in Wisconsin. Guess when it ends? November 6th. So it's getting even more obvious what this is all about, and it's pretty sad that there's such this whole thing is about an election and it's all politics, and our country is literally at each other's throats, pointing the fingers at each other. And I just wish we could slow down and look at the big picture and realize that we're all getting played.
And last one for me, Ben, again, you've been a martial artist, you have your own gym, you've been, focused on that. Is it good in a way to have martial arts as a distraction, as a way to just kind of put your focus back on this fight, your students, things like that? Because when you think about this stuff all the time, man, it can really weigh on you mentally.
Mixed martial arts is a godsend. It saved my life, and we got our kids' classes going back again, and to see what it does for children, learning real, self-defense, and to build confidence and to stop bullying and to learn to work together, and for the adults to find, they love it to come in and get their stress relief. And everyone, all the adults in my gym have so much of this going on in Kenosha, to come into our gym and just have peace, train together to help each other, and to have that. It's really an awesome thing. And I'm forever an ambassador of mixed martial arts. It saved my life, and I'm just very proud to be able to be here and continue to compete.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Ben.
Thank you for your time, Ben. That's all we have for you today. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you. Sorry, I look at myself. I'm like,
Hello, Marcin. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Next we have UFC heavyweight Martine Tybora. First, we will start you off with Gabriel Gonzalez with Cage Side Press.
Okay.
Hey, Marcin, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Back-to-back fights in Abu Dhabi. How's the experience of Fight Island the second time around?
Well, it's great. I knew what to expect when I was on my way here, and I was pretty enjoying the last time. So yeah, I really like it. Coming back here.
What's the weather like this time? Is it still just as hot, or since it's closer to December, it's a little bit cooler?
It is a little bit colder. I think the weather right now is like just that's supposed to be like you can just walk around and not get sweat in 15 seconds and spend some time on a sun deck or in a pool or go to the beach, and it's much nicer.
Did you bring anything with you this time that you wish you had brought the first time?
No, I think Fight Island provides everything that fighters need. That's all the equipment that I need. It's like small suitcase and everything else is actually right here. Nothing to worry about.
Shifting to Ben Rothwell, where do you begin when you're preparing for him? Because he's a veteran, he's got so many fights. What do you even start where, watching the tape on what to study?
Well, it's Ben Rothwell is like unusual style a little bit. He moves in a very specific way. He moves forward. He go forward. He just try to make pressure. Of course, he can land the big punches. He can knock out people, and for sure he know how to wrestle and know how to submit. He's a huge guy, very strong, and that's the main things we've noticed.
My final question, you fought some tough competition over the years. I know you probably see this. What would it mean to you to get your third victory in a row in UFC?
It means a lot. I think I've been in a very bad place like a couple of months ago, and I adjust everything in my head and in my training camps. And right now, just make it 3 wins in a row. That means a lot to me, and that's something that will bring me back to top 15 or even top 10.
Thank you, Marcin. Good luck.
Thank you.
Next, we have Martina with In the Cage Poland.
Martyna z In the Cage z tej strony, witaj.
Cześć.
Porozmawiamy po polsku. Marcinie, pierwsze pytanie, jak
Jeden
twoja
język.
forma, jak twoja forma, jak podróż, jak się czujesz na Yas Island?
Forma, zaczynając od formy, wszystko bardzo dobrze, bardzo dobry okres treningowy. Miałem więcej czasu na te przygotowania, więc spędziłem cały ten czas w Ankusie. Myślę, że przygotowałem się dużo lepiej niż za poprzednim razem i bez kontuzji, bez żadnych problemów. Podróż tutaj była dużo łatwiejsza niż za pierwszym razem, bo nie mieliśmy kwarantanny w Londynie, testy w Polsce w środę, wynik negatywny i w piątek wróciliśmy na samolot do Londynu i z Londynu bezpośrednio już tylko z przesiadką do Abu Dhabi, więc bez żadnych problemów. Jedyna kwarantanna to tutaj na miejscu 48 godzin.
A jak znosisz te 48 godzin w zamknięciu?
Że bardzo dobrze. Jest powiedzenie, że inteligentni ludzie się nie nudzą, więc wiesz, no nie mam z tym problemu, żeby siedzieć 48 godzin w pokoju. Mam się czym zajmować, mam ze sobą kilka książek i parę filmów, które mogę obejrzeć i tyle. Plus oczywiście mamy nawet tym razem UFC zadbało o to, żeby maty były nawet w pokojach tych, w których śpimy, przynajmniej 2 materace i mogliśmy robić sobie treningi, więc nie czułem zbyt dużej różnicy.
Fani są pod ogromnym wrażeniem twojej sylwetki. Jak wrzuciłeś to zdjęcie już po kwarantannie z trenerami, to podniosły się takie głosy, czy aż nie za dobrze i nie za mocno dociąłeś przed walką z Benem Rothwellem, który pewnie będzie dużo cięższy.
No nie, wiesz, to jest oszustwo. Ja troszeczkę to zdjęcie oszukuję fanów i wiesz, pokazuję, jak można fajnie internetem troszeczkę manipulować, Instagramem, bo znaczy ja nic tam nie przerabiałem tego zdjęcia, tylko po prostu miałem dość mocno napięte nogi na tym i myślę, że fani tutaj zobaczyli to wycięcie na nogach, a moje nogi zawsze były docięte w ten sposób. Tylko nikt nie zwraca na to uwagi wcześniej, więc to nie jest kwestia tego, że zrzuciłem mnóstwo kilogramów, bo ważyłem dzisiaj rano 117 kg, więc to jest chyba nawet jedna z wyższych wag, jakie miałem przed walką, chociaż jeszcze zostały te 3 dni, czy 3 dni do walki tak naprawdę, no bo w niedzielę rano, no to myślę, że jeszcze ta waga mi zejdzie, bo na te ostatnie dni i na te ostatnie godziny zawsze mam tak, że gdzieś ten organizm się przygotowuje do czegoś większego i ta waga mi leci w dół.
W takim razie zrobiłeś nas zawodowo w jajeczko. Mam pytanie, czy ty już wiesz, o której dokładnie walczysz i jak ci idzie dostosowywanie się do tej godziny walki?
No ja prawdopodobnie walczę o 5:30 tak jest to ustalone i tak, bo ta godzina troszeczkę była taka ruchoma, bo z różnych źródeł płynęły różne informacje, ale ostatecznie stanęło na 5:30 i dostosowywanie do tego to wygląda w ten sposób, że wstajemy wcześniej rano po prostu i trenujemy. Ostatnim razem walczyłem o 3:30, więc tą noc jakby staraliśmy się przeczekać i później iść spać po treningu nocnym i wstawać później. Ale wydaje mi się, że ten system jednak, że wcześniej wstawać i iść na walkę jest lepszy, bo to siedzenie całą noc było dużo bardziej męczące niż wstawanie o 3 rano i trenowanie o 5.
Jakie wrażenie robi na tobie Ben Rothwell jako zawodnik z ogromnym doświadczeniem, ktoś, kto skończył przed czasem takich zawodników jak Alistair Overeem czy Josh Barnett? Czy myślisz, że to jest takie twoje największe wyzwanie po Verdumie w twojej karierze?
No wiesz, wydaje mi się, że gdzieś pewnie podobne, no ale podobne jak wiesz, jak Andrzej Arlowski, czy chociażby Derek Lewis, to też byli zawodnicy, którzy no Andrzej Arlowski też był zawodnikiem, który nokautował mnóstwo ludzi, był mistrzem UFC i może już był taki troszeczkę po tym swoim najlepszym okresie życiowym. I Derek Lewis był tak naprawdę w szczycie swojej formy, więc to są takie wyzwania też. Myślę, że to jest jedno z wielu takich wyzwań poważnych i tak go mniej więcej umiejscowiam.
Co jest największym zagrożeniem dla ciebie, gdy już zamkną się drzwi klatki za wami, za tobą i Benem Rothwellem? Z jego strony oczywiście, co jest największym zagrożeniem?
No wiesz, no, tak z punktu, wiesz, takiego planu na walkę, no to na pewno te jego nieskoordynowane ruchy, pozycja w jakiej walczy, czyli to wyciągnięte ręce do przodu i parcie cały czas do przodu, że idzie tak naprawdę na przeciwnika i próbuje go zamykać na walce, na siatce. I do tego ma nokautujący cios i plus to, że ma zapasy, potrafi poddać, jest silny. Znaleźć się pod nim to też nie jest łatwa rzecz, żeby spod niego wyjść, więc to jest takie główny zarys jego takiego sposobu na walkę. A w szczegóły no, to się nie będę wdawał. To takie rzeczy, które zauważyliśmy i na które staraliśmy się przygotować.
Wiadomo. Dobrze, czy sukces Janka napędza cię jeszcze bardziej do walki?
O, jak najbardziej, wiesz, no sukces Janka tutaj można rozpatrywać jako sukces nie tylko Janka, myślę, że sukces całego polskiego MMA i myślę, że taka pierwsze takie mentalne wsparcie dla wszystkich zawodników w Polsce i dodatkowo taka, wiesz, no to jest ciekawa perspektywa dla polskich zawodników, bo myślę, że tutaj zagraniczni fani tych polskich zawodników doceniam zdecydowanie bardziej po tym, że teraz Janek zdobył ten pas, bo to już jest drugi pas w Polsce, tak, więc i pierwszy w męskiej dywizji, no to jest dywizja 9-3, więc tak naprawdę no, parę lat temu no, nikt by sobie o tym tak lepiej nie wymarzył, jak to się wszystko potoczyło. Więc tak, jak najbardziej. To jest ogromny sukces.
I ostatnie pytanie ode mnie. Miałeś okazję poznać Drickusa du Plessisa, który też zawalczy na tej samej gali, na której ty walczysz, również na głównej karcie. To będzie jego debiut. Jak oceniasz jego szanse w walce z Perezem?
Że nie do końca śledzę też walki Pereza i nie wiem, wiem, że tam ma przeplata wygrane i przegrane z tego co ja kojarzę, więc nie wiem, no ale oceniam też Drickusa du Plessisa, że jest naprawdę bardzo mocnym zawodnikiem. Ja się z nim poznałem w Las Vegas, kiedy gdzieś przyszedł do klubu, bo akurat gdzieś tam był przejazdem i też z nim sparowałem kilka razy. Więc uważam, że on jest dość mocnym zawodnikiem i że może sporo zdziałać tutaj w UFC i myślę, że jest faworytem tej walki. No, patrząc przez pryzmaty, wiesz, nawet chociażby tych dwóch walk z Roberto Soldiciem, więc tak jak się zaprezentował w pierwszej, no w drugiej oczywiście uległ, no, ale Barto jest bardzo mocny zawodnik.
Marcin, bardzo ci serdecznie dziękuję. Ogromnie życzę powodzenia na walce w sobotę. Trzymamy kciuki.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Thank you. That's all from me.
Thank you, Martine. Have a good day and good luck this weekend. That's all we have for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And next up, we have UFC featherweight Makwan Amirkhani. Hi, Makwan.
Hi there.
Hello. We will start things off with Jay Anderson with Cage Side Press.
Hey, thanks very much. And Makwan, how are you doing?
All good, brother. How are you?
Not bad. You're stepping in on short notice here, and it feels like it's even shorter notice when you account for the travel to Abu Dhabi and all the safety protocols that you have to go through. So, how much preparation have you actually been able to get in for Edson?
I was supposed to fight week after this, so this wasn't a problem for me to fight this weekend, and all the safety protocols and everything, went so smooth. So the whole from Bill and Paris and Abu Dhabi was so over.
He made his debut at featherweight in his last bout against Dan Ige, which, resulted in a bit of a judging controversy. Did you get a chance to see that fight, and did you feel he'd done enough to win it?
Yeah, I've seen the fight, but I don't know what to say. My answer is that we won't need those referees in this fight.
Good stuff. What is it that makes? I mean, Edson's been around for so long. He's had tons of experience, tons of fights. But what is it that still makes him a dangerous opponent, even in 2020?
Probably exactly what you said. That experience that he has there with the best of the world, and not expecting anything else if everything he got.
And last one for me. I mean, fighting in Abu Dhabi brings with it some unique circumstances. The weigh-ins are later. You're going to be fighting at a different time. Does any of that pose any obstacles for you?
Absolutely not. Mr. Finlandi already ready. I don't have problem waiting on time. Go there and fight.
All right. Well, thanks very much. Best of luck this weekend.
Next, we will try Interag from Sportskita India.
How are you?
Good, good. How are you? Your voice is not that so. I can't hear you at the moment.
Interag, sorry, it sounds like we are having problems with your line. We will go to Manabu Takashima from MMA Planet.
Hi, Makwan. How are you doing, sir?
Oh.
Okay. What is your feeling fight against the biggest name in your career right now?
I'm excited. I see that people are counting me out. A big mistake.
Okay. And everybody know that anaconda choke is your biggest weapon, but according to the last fight, when you get the Henry's back control, it's actually every fighter try to go to the leg hook, but you transit to the anaconda choke. How much do you confidence to finish an anaconda choke from the position?
100. Absolutely. %. I've been catching people with anaconda for You know, let's say around 50 chokes with Anaconda in a month.
Okay, but don't you feel that that transition is risky than keep back control?
No, when you understand that, I've lost the control top position a couple of times, then I understood if I don't see the opportunity that I can choke him or get the lock, get the top control, play safe, and yeah, we'll probably see another choke with from a different angle.
Okay, but basically many fighters use a dash choke, more than anaconda choke. And can you let me explain that the outstanding point on anaconda choke is useful more than dash choke for you.
You want me to say what's the difference between anaconda and bravo choke?
I mean that more why you use anaconda choke more than dash choke. How much is useful anaconda choke better than dash choke?
Well, anaconda choke suits me better than Dars. I like Dars too, but I have over the years I've learned that with anaconda get good deep choke. There is no defense. Can't break that. And since I've done it so many times, I bet that you will run out of air or I run out of gas.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, we have Gabriel Gonzalez with Cage Side Press.
Hey, Makwan, I actually just have two short ones. The first one is, this is your second straight fight in Abu Dhabi. How does that experience of having been there recently help you out in this one?
A lot. I knew the staff, the security guys. When I came here, it was happy to be back. It felt like, I knew the routine and everything, how it goes over here. And from the last time, I knew what I'm missing and things that I need to bring with me and how to make my position over here more comfortable. So this time it's even more, joinable than last time. So
I understand. My final question, what do you most want to show for yourself in this fight?
I just want to show everybody that I'm a guy that you should be afraid of, aware of coming.
Thank you.
And next we have Pablo Santamaria.
Okay, hi Makwan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, bro.
The first thing I want to ask you is, you already fought on Fire Island, so it has been any difference between your first experience there with this one?
Well, yeah, I feel like I'm at home. I have even a chef's number on WhatsApp, so talking to staff and everybody what I need and what I want from staff and White Island, they are helping me out. So I feel really comfortable when I'm.
Okay, I get it. Edson said that you're a better grappler, but do you think he needs to worry about your striking too?
Oh, definitely. Don't make that mistake.
And do you think Edson is the toughest opponent you face on your career?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. He has 9 losses.
Okay, but do you think he's a big name than your other opponents.
Well, yeah, he is a big name. He is an opportunity, I would say, a shortcut. Go up all the way, that people will, start to remember my name, more aware. Uh, I would have, drive myself through every opponent all the way to the top to that title fight. Well, since I got this opportunity, I wouldn't let it.
Okay, so if you get the victory over Edson, who would you like to face next?
My attitude and my response to you has been always the same. Like before for the UFC, I always say yes. Whatever they offer me, I just say yes. There is no much of a negotiation. I just say yes. I'll fight anybody.
Okay, and my last one is, what's your prediction for the fight? Okay. So thank you very much, Makwan, and good luck on your fight.
Thank you.
And we will end things off with Jay Anderson with Cage Side Press.
Oh, I went first. Sorry.
Was looking at the wrong name. Gabriel Gonzalez with Cage Side Press.
I'd actually gone too.
Oh, I'm obviously sleeping. That is all we have for you today, Makwan. Have a great week.
Thank you so much. No, I'm done. Thank you.
That concludes today's virtual media day. We would like to thank everyone for joining today's event and for your supporting coverage.